fist into here. That's quite hot, so I have to be careful with that. No need for a stick to test if it's real or not. Welcome to Tech in the Car. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the Audi RS3 Saloon, part of the A3 Audi family. I thought it would be a good idea to go into a bit more detail, show you the exterior, talk a bit more about the features and give you some footage of the car being driven, showing you how all the assistance systems work together. So I hope you enjoy this. Please leave a comment down below and let's get into it. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the technology in the 2017 to 2020 Audi RS3 Saloon, which is also the same on the A3 and the S3 Saloon and hatchback versions, or Sedan as they're called in America. If you look at the front of the car here, you can see some obvious traits. So first of all, you might notice at the bottom, this is the adaptive cruise control sensor right here, which allows the car to keep at an equal distance behind the car in front without you having to actually press the accelerator. This is one of the features which makes the car almost self-driving, along with a lane assist, which uses cameras on top of the windscreen, which I'll show you in a little bit. There's some footage which I've included of the car being driven as well, so you can see how it all works. Other notable features on the front of the Audi RS3 are the big vents at the side. They're real vents which intake lots of air because the engine is a 2.5 litre 5-cylinder engine which makes 400 horsepower and 480 Newton meters of torque. So it's a very powerful car. It's 265 horsepower per tonne, the weight of this car, so it's a very, very quick car, and it's very nimble because of its small size as well. That little triangle you see in front of you there are the cameras which let the lane assist work. With those it's able to stay in its lane and steer by itself. This is the engine in the Audi RS3, which makes 400 horsepower and 480 Newton meters of torque. It's one of the fastest cars of this size in the class. Only the Mercedes AMG A45S is faster, and that's because that's a newer model year than the Audi. I'm sure when the Audi gets updated it'll be even faster. However, the AMG does have more advanced technology in the car because it's the newer model year, and I hope I can show you that at some point soon as well. Here we have the side profile of the Audi RS3 Saloon. As you can see, it's got 6 caliper brakes at the front, which mean it has fantastic stopping power, so it's able to come to a stop very, very quickly. Those are the biggest brakes in the S3 RS3 A3 line, and carbon ceramic brakes are also available for an extra £4,500, which I don't have on my car. At the front here you can see again, if you look closely, the vents from the side and also the parking sensors and the LED light. Here you can see the indicators which pulse from side to side. This is on the front and the back on this car, and these are an optional extra with the A3 line. If you look at the rear of the Audi RS3 Saloon, you can see the massive exhaust pipes. They're very, very large. You can fit your fist into there. I might have a video I can show you of that just here. Fist into here. That's quite hot, so I have to be careful with that. No need for a stick to test if it's real or not. If you look at the exhaust pipes, you can see they're really big. That's a feature of the RS Audi line. Again, the indicators, you can see they pulse when you unlock them. This is now very common on all new Audis. However, the front indicators that I showed you are not so much. As you can see, I've got an aluminium trim around my exhaust at the end here. That's an optional extra that I went for because I thought it looked better with the blue, but you can get it also with a black pack, so it's all blacked out, but I very much like the aluminium. I think it set it off nicely. And there's also a black rear spoiler, as you can see on this car. This is going to be a review of some of the tech in my car. This is a 2018 Audi RS3 Saloon. I'm going to explain to you about the virtual cockpit, about the MMI display screen. I'm going to give you a demo of Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and just generally talk about some of the ways that this car has technology in it which actually you might not expect. Maybe you might expect in a brand new Tesla or a brand new car. So even though it's a 2-year-old car, it has a lot of cool features. Let's start with the way you can see what's going on in the car. So you have the Audi virtual cockpit, and you have your display screen. Now the interesting thing about the display here is it's a pop-up display. This is unusual New generation Audis do not have this feature. This is because it's a previous generation Audi. That's why you have the pop-up screen display. It allows you to hide the display and actually drive the car without having a display which is out like this, if you actually don't want it out. It is not touch controlled, so you press the buttons, turn the wheel. You have control there for navigation, for the radio, for telephone, for media, and a menu button, and also a back button. And that is how you control this. If I tap on the menu button down here, you can see it will take me to the main car menu, and I can now see lots of different settings, including radio, speaker, sound, car controls. And if I go into Audi Connect, you can see I've got connected features here. So I've got things like being able to get the news, the weather, fuel prices. This is particularly handy. You can see where the cheapest fuel is, and I can go into that and I can see an exact breakdown of the amount of fuel and how long it's for. I go back to the main screen. So right now I have this connected to Android Auto. Android Auto lets you see and do things which are on your phone. So I have the ability to see, as you can see, Google Maps there. I can change the display on Google Maps, so it has a satellite control, as you can see, and now I can see what's going on there, as you can see. What's cool about this is that you're able to use it for Google. So you're able to say, okay Google, where is the nearest Starbucks that is open? And it will show me the nearest Starbucks that are open. Okay Google, how do you say I'm hungry in Italian?
In Italian, you would say
Ho fame.
So I'm able to control these features. I'm able to ask it questions. Okay Google, what's the weather for tomorrow?
Tomorrow in Eastbourne, there will be scattered showers with a high of 19 and a low of 11 degrees Celsius.
It's able to do all the features that you would expect from Google, including listening to music, of course, having access to apps such as Spotify, Apple Music, Play Music, and of course you're also able to see things like YouTube Music, and you have Waze on here as well as making phone calls. So you have a lot of functionality here. You can see notifications down here, if there are any which appear. You can see what's going on your phone. If you wanted to use CarPlay, the car actually has dual USB, so it's got two USBs, but you can easily change it. I've got an iPhone and an Android phone connected, and now you'll see in a second I get Apple CarPlay, which will pop up. And as you can see, I can go through the settings. I've got Apple Maps, I've got WhatsApp, so I've got all the same functionality, except for obviously we've got Siri now, and I can tap on Siri and get Siri to speak to me very easily. Hey Siri, what time is sunset today?
Sunset will be at 9:04 p.m. today.
Which is a really great way of using Siri, of course, to know what time it will get dark, which is helpful when it's a nice day and you want to stay out later. That is how the MMI display works. I can also go back here and I can see car settings, and I can change them, go into there and see the driver assistance settings. This car has a lot of driver assistance. It's got the ability to have cruise control, and also on top of that I've also got lane assist. This top indicator here is the lane assist, and the bottom one is the cruise control, so it will stay in its lane and steer itself as well. Let's talk about the Audi Virtual Cockpit. So the Audi Virtual Cockpit is standard in all new cars, and it gives you a lot of control to see what's going on. So this is an RS Audi car, so it has a central dial, rev counter and speedometer, and then to the side you can see torque, and you can also see power, which is a percentage. That is obviously only on the cars which are sporty on Audi, and then to the side you can see your a map view, which you can see right now is coming up and showing me a satellite overview, and I can change the view here so I can see it full screen like that, and I can cycle through range and features on the car. When it's connected to MMI, it doesn't show you phone information on the screen when CarPlay is connected. I can go back here. You might notice down in the corner, down here, it says underneath boost, or next to boost, there's a thing here which is for the cruise control. I can turn the cruise control and the lane assist off. So these are the lane markings. You see that just appeared there. That means the lane markings are working. And then if I press the accelerator button on the side here for the cruise control, that will turn the cruise control on. Of course, that will only work when I'm driving. The MMI system gives you a lot of information. It's very useful. It means that I can customize it. I can also change the dials. Let's say I want to change the layout from this screen here. I tap on here, I tap on the menu button, and I can change through the various settings, and I can change the layout of the speedometer. And this will change it so I've now got 2 rev counters like that, which I can then scroll through like this. So I can change my layout of the car as well, however I want. So that is an overview of the system. You've got the virtual cockpit there. You've got the MMI system with CarPlay. In the car now, you can see on the left you have the lane assist and adaptive cruise control settings, which you can select on the side. The green lines show that the car can see the size of the road and it knows where it is in relation to everything else, and the box is a distance. As it goes red, it means you're getting too close to the car in front and might hit it, and you can adjust the various settings there. Then you have another view here. You can still see in the bottom right hand corner the lane assist and the adaptive cruise control settings. In the middle right now is the tyre pressures, which is very useful. They've gone to the left now. If you ever go over a pothole and you get a tyre puncture, you'll be able to know about it there. So it's a useful feature to have. You can adjust and go through different settings. So you've got lap times. I can't say I've ever used the lap times, but if you were to go onto a track, you can do that and you can save those statistics as well. And going back to the onboard computer, you can see this view here shows the drive assist settings, and it will replicate what's in the corner down there as you just saw. Now we transfer to the classic mode for driving, which has a rev counter and the speedo on the sides like you would expect normally in a car, and in the middle you can display different settings, and you can change the layout, of course, back to the sport layout if you want to, which puts a rev counter and the electronic speedo in the center of the car. That's the setting I normally drive in. That's the RS specific sporty mode, as you can see, and you can adjust them and move them around, and it will tell you that you need any services or any other information will appear just like you would expect. And you've got the power and torque on the right hand side here, and then you've got the tire pressures on the left, and you can see as you drive how smoothly it goes through all the various different modes. And then when you turn it off, you get the RS3 logo and it fades to black. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.